Amrabat has been removed from the Manchester United website, removed Manchester United from his bios, his social media. Could that suggest the end of Amrabat? And well, Man United would only not get Amrabat if they're confident that they're about to bring in another signing. So could that basically be a big suggestion that Ugarte to United could be nearly done with maybe Amrabat being told he's not coming in anymore? United have 4 new signings planned. That's been revealed by the Muppeteers. They're ready to do a lot of business this summer. 4 in, 4 more to go, a few outs planned. The Branthwaite deal isn't even off. There's more defensive plans for left back, massive plans for 2 midfield signings, depending on McTominay's exits. We've got updates on McTominay exit, Sancho exit, Pellistri exit, and even some updates on Eriksen exit coming in. The latest on Ugarte, the latest on Sancho, some surprise developments that he might not go apparently, and more. So hello and welcome back to Alice Talks Football. Welcome back to today's video. Please do hit that like button. Of course, subscribe down below if you're new. And let's get into our 10-minute roundup where I'm going to round up all the latest Manchester United news into a 10-minute video for you guys to be up to date. But firstly, I'm on 89,197 subscribers and 3 subscribers away from 89.2k. So please do subscribe if you're new, hit the like button, and let's get into the Amrabat stories. So Amrabat has removed Manchester United from its Instagram bio, according to United Truthful. Looked this up, it has been removed. They also noticed that Amrabat was not in the Manchester United squad or website anymore. So he's been removed from the website, and he's also removed United from his bio. Now, Man United have always kept Amrabat there in case they can't bring a midfielder in, and it was said that Man United will only probably go for Amrabat if 1, they're going to bring in a second midfielder because a sale has happened, or 2, they cannot bring in the midfielder they want. So the fact that Amrabat's been removed and Amrabat's removing United from his bio could be a suggestion that United have negotiated with Amrabat. Look, we're not going to get you. Had like a conversation with Amrabat, look, we're not going to get you, because maybe they're 99.999% confident they're going to get Ugarte, and if they don't get Ugarte, we know they'll go for Berge. They have confidence that if they don't get Ugarte, they get Berge, and it looks like United are going to go for a midfielder that is not Amrabat. So that could be a big suggestion of a new midfielder coming in. It obviously was said that Man United are going to bring a new midfielder regardless of sales, and then maybe Amrabat could be a second midfielder on top of that. I have a feeling we're not going to get Amrabat. I think he's available for cheap, but I think Ineos want to go elsewhere. They've looked at Berge. They've looked at Ugarte. In fact, they might do both. They've also looked at Yusuf Fofana. They don't seem to have showed much interest in Amrabat lately, as much as he wants the move and is waiting for the move. I think we're going to go elsewhere as well. It was also said that Atletico Madrid have been offered the chance to sign Amrabat. They're now looking at other options with United, yet to negotiate a deal with Fiorentina. So maybe Amrabat's one to watch as a second midfield signing late in the window if, we sell a lot of midfielders, we need depth. But I think with Collier as well having such an impressive pre-season, I think United's desire for Amrabat has massively gone down. And I can understand that. Like, I like Amrabat. I don't mind him as a second midfield signing for depth. But I think with Collier looking really good, Mount probably going to stay fit hopefully this season. United think, you know what, I'd rather just get Ugarte and maybe Berge than Amrabat, which is absolutely fair from United. Now, the Muppeteers have said this: the long-term priorities for United continue to be 2 midfielders, a left-back and a centre-back. We still have 4 signings that we're keeping an eye on. Now, we want a left centre-back, we want someone that's going to be left-back cover, and we want 2 midfielders. Now, whether those left centre-back like Branthwaite would come maybe next season, I think it would, because I don't think Maguire's going anywhere. Maguire and Maguire's agent have made it clear he does not want to leave United. He thinks he's going to get game time, he's going to fight for his place. Now, Man United, I believe this summer, no matter what happens with sales, will sign a left-back and they will sign a left midfielder. Sorry, not left midfielder, a DM. I believe we'll sign a left-back. I believe we'll sign a DM. And I think that will be done bish, bash, bosh. I think if McTominay is sold, if Sancho is sold, if Lindelof, Eriksen, we can get some of those names out, I think potentially a move for Branthwaite is not completely off, and a second midfielder, particularly if McTominay is sold and Eriksen, is definitely going to happen. I think they want 2 midfielders, but the only chance of getting 2 midfielders would depend on the McTominay sale. Now, there is interest in from Fulham and Napoli and McTominay. Who knows if they're going to pay the asking price, because he's got 1 year left on the deal. They're thinking, let's drag this out to deadline day. I think we get a deal done from McTominay almost on deadline day, because he's got 1 year left on his deal. Teams will want to drag it out to deadline day to see if they can get cheaper, because United will be more eager to sell, but obviously we want to get a replacement in time, so it just depends on who's on the market. But I think McTominay could go down to the wire, and I think if we sell McTominay, it's 2 midfielders. If we don't sell McTominay, it's probably just 1. We want Ugarte. If PSG do not lower the fee, we'll go for Berge, is what's been said. But Yusuf Fofana's one to keep an eye on, but I also think a lot of the Yusuf Fofana stories is to scare AC Milan, and it's a Monaco tactic to speed them up. It was also said that Manchester United are keeping an eye on Branthwaite's situation, and that United also could test the waters for another bid, said the Mail, but they wouldn't ever go higher than 60 million for Branthwaite, and it would depend on sales. We still like him. Interestingly, the Muppeteers have said in terms of long-term, United are very interested in Kirkes and Ait-Nouri, but potentially going to be next summer deals. I think long-term left-back is a next summer situation, because I think we might sell Luke Shaw next summer because of his fitness issues. Man United want to give Luke Shaw the season to see if he can get back into shape. He's now out for 6 weeks, and it may be a little late to decide on buying a top young left back. I think it's something we're going to look at next year. We'll probably look at Amas coming through. We'll probably have Branthwaite playing left back, and we'll probably bring in a left back on loan because of Luke Shaw's fitness issues. I like Luke Shaw. I generally think when he's fit, Luke Shaw is one of the best left backs in the world. I think he's a phenomenal player, but his availability is an issue. We talk about Bruno and his availability being such a good trait. If Luke Shaw had Bruno's availability, I wouldn't have any issue with the left back position, because I'm more than confident that Luke Shaw is the top left back. But because of his lack of availability, because of all of those question marks, it's just such a we might need a left back. Now I understand with Amas coming through, us going for a short-term left back, but I think that we're going to have to look. I don't want Chilwell. We've been linked to Chilwell. Branthwaite, I don't want to sign him and playing left back. He's a centre back. For me, I think a short-term left back like Reguilon, just for depth, I think that can do the job. Mazraoui can play there. He probably will play there as well. But as much as I like Luke Shaw, his fitness issues is a big issue. Continuing on into our next story. So we got some updates on Eriksen maybe leaving. Manchester United are expecting formal bids for Christian Eriksen. A number of clubs have explored conditions for a deal. Now, Man United have very much said to Eriksen, we're going to let it go on the cheap. You're on high wages. We can literally accept 3-4 million euros for you. I think Eriksen leaving is a possibility. I think Pellistri, Mejbri, Lindelof, they're expected to leave. Eriksen leaving is a strong possibility. McTominay leaving is a possibility, and Sancho leaving is a possibility. Man United have basically let Eriksen go on the cheap. They're like, Eriksen, you can go on the cheap. We want to get you out because we want to invest in the squad. We want to get your wages off. And United will have set deals of like 4 million for Eriksen, 6 million for Lindelof. They're very more than willing to let those players go on the cheap. But not just those players. They don't want McTominay to go on the cheap. They believe they can get decent funds for him. But Ineos are more than willing to sell McTominay, and they kind of want to sell him because he's got 1 year left on his contract. Pure FFP profit. The McTominay funds could go a long way. Now, we have interest in McTominay from Napoli and Fulham. So what's the latest on that? Napoli interest in Scott McTominay is genuine. However, would be surprised if United are willing to sanction a loan deal, as they need transfer funds to source a replacement, said Alex. And that Napoli has opened talks with United over McTominay. They prefer a loan deal. Their transfer budget does not stretch to United's 25 to 30 million asking price. And United made it clear to potential suitors they will only accept bids above 25 million. The highest bid we got so far is about 22 million from Fulham. Maybe they're going to see if they can get him for 22 million if they drag it out to the end of the window if United are desperate to sell, because I do know we want 2 midfielders in. But I don't think United are desperate to sell McTominay, because we're going to sign a DM regardless of what happens with McTominay. I just think that United want to get a fair price from McTominay, because they'll see Nottingham Forest spend 35 million on Elliot Anderson. Conor Gallagher goes for 35 million. And with McTominay 1 year left on his deal or not, he's a £25 million player. I think if he had 2 years left on it, if he had like 3 years left on his deal, we could probably get 35 million. Teams were obviously bidding 30 million for McTominay last year in West Ham. I think we can get 25 million from McTominay, but I think clubs are lowball bidding because of the 1 year on his contract. In terms of other options, it was said that PSG do not want to accept a fee below 51.5 million they paid for Ugarte, but it's understood that United are prepared to bid less than that. I think United are willing to go to 42 million, which is 50 million euros at the max. There remains a hope that a deal can be struck towards the end of the window. I think United deep down have confidence they'll get a deal done for Ugarte at the end of the window, because they know how much PSG want to sell him, and they also know that while there's competition for Ugarte, one, the competition won't pay 50 million, and two, Ugarte will pick us over the competition, that PSG will have to cave and accept the 42 million bid. It was said that United are optimistic a deal for Ugarte can be struck before the end of the window. I'm quite confident we're going to get Ugarte, and if PSG do not lower the fee, we just walk away and we get Sander Berge, and I'm confident we walk away with a good DM. In terms of exits, there's an interest in Hannibal Mejbri and Pellistri. United are looking at similar deals to what they got for Alvaro Fernandez and Cambuala. So we're looking at around 10 million for both. I think Pellistri can get 10 to 15 million for. Mejbri may be a bit difficult because he didn't really play at Sevilla on loan. But I think we can get decent enough funds for both, maybe raise 20 million from both of them, probably a little bit less. And I think that's absolutely fine. You know, Mejbri's obviously put in a transfer request. Pellistri wants to go. He could go on loan, but I think we want a permanent. Talking of going on loan, United obviously don't want Sancho to go on loan because of FFP. They want a permanent. However, Jason Burr is saying that PSG does not appear to be Sancho's likely destination. He's not currently part of their plans. There's a lot of sources, incredible sources, talking about Sancho and talks of PSG, and it's ongoing. Bert is saying he's not part of their plans. Now, that's one to watch because Jason Bert's a good source, but maybe it's a PSG negotiation tactic to try and get Sancho for a lower fee. We do know from Romano and Florian Plettenberg there has been discussions with PSG and Sancho, though. Manchester United are ready to give Sancho a chance to fight for his career at the club, and PSG are unlikely to bid for him, said Jason Bert. Now, that's interesting. I do think if we buy Ugarte, PSG could bid for Sancho in return. I mean, Jason Bert's a good source, but we've had a lot of other sources that, like Romano and Florian Plettenberg, talking about this talks going on between United and PSG. Maybe they don't bid for him. Maybe PSG decides too much. But there's definitely some conversations ongoing with that deal. And that is the end of your 10-minute transfer roundup, guys. Please do go ahead and hit that like button. And of course, subscribe down below if you're new. With 3 subscribers away from 9.2k on the road to 90k before the end of the transfer window, on the big road to 100k. So it'd be amazing if we hit that. I will be back in the morning for a live show. Thank you for watching. Please hit the like button. Subscribe down below if you're new. Bye.